Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Welcome back to the Misunderstood Show. Today we have Karl. How do you say your last name, Karl?
Brunig.
Brunig. You want to get a little closer to the microphone?
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything? He can't hear anything.
Yep.
Can you hear me now? Nothing? Hold on just a second, guys. We have a little technical difficulty. We're trying out the headphones.
All right,
Can you hear me now? No? I can't. I don't know. I could hear the music a while ago. Yeah, you can wear those. That's fine.
Let's see if they work.
He's going to wear the big boy ones.
We'll see if they work.
Can you hear me now? Nothing?
None.
No worky? We can work without them. You don't have to have them.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're good. I'm not going to wear mine either then. It seems weird when you do that. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
No, sometimes things break. He does a lot of shows. How many shows do you have here? 30?
Something.
It's a lot. He does a lot of shows. Things wear out. So one of these days we'll get some new equipment. I don't know. One day. Anyway, it's weird now not wearing them.
User error.
User error. But anyway, so Karl, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from? You're Yankee, right?
I'm actually from New York,
That's what I thought.
but I've been in Texas for 25 years,
Yeah.
and they've adopted me.
So what do they say? Like I always hear like outsiders, they say I wasn't born in Texas, but I got here as fast as I could.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
I can't. I was born and raised here, so I can't imagine what it would be like to be born somewhere else. I was just reading an article that they're expecting by 2035, which is less than 10 years from now, that our population will almost double in Texas because of all of the growth here. That's insane to me. It's probably already almost doubled just in the last 10 years now. So what made you move to Texas?
I fell in love.
You fell in love? What did you just come visit on vacation?
Well, actually, I was in Haiti, and I went there on a humanitarian mission, and I also brought a guitar with me because they told me that the Haitians like to play, and so I thought I'd bring them a little bit of my style of music.
So you've been doing mission trips your whole life?
No, just I've been to Haiti 3 times.
Okay.
But the first time I went with Houston Eye Associates, and we did eye
Are you
exams.
an eye doctor?
Nope.
No?
Nope. I was just, when I was working full time, I was I guess you could call it an expert in low vision devices and technology.
Okay.
And blindness technology. And because I had that low vision aspect, through a series of interesting events, a lady called me from Houston Eye Associates and said, would you like to come to Haiti? We could use somebody who understands vision along with everybody else. And I went, fell in love, and it was a long distance romance, but eventually it worked out, and I came to Texas and actually came here during Rita.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
To help?
No, to move down, to actually move down.
That's a terrible time to move.
I'd never experienced a hurricane. I think I was here about 2 weeks before Rita hit.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Was that a
so-
shock?
It was a shock.
Didn't it scare you off?
No, I'm tough.
Yeah. What year was that, Rita? That was
Well, it was
2000.
about 26 years ago, I think.
So 2000.
2005, 2004, probably
Okay.
2000. Yeah,
Early 2000s.
yeah.
I barely remember it. I remember, what was the other big one that happened? Harvey, obviously.
Harvey.
I remember that one pretty vividly. I was in a hurricane in Harlingen. Hurricane Dolly was my first hurricane.
Oh, wow.
It was a category 1. Maybe it was a 2. It might have been a 1 or 2. I think it was kind of on the cusp. But it was supposed to hit way down south in Mexico. Wasn't even supposed to come up. And it shifted at the last second and hit us dead on. And I had a 2-week-old son and my 90-something-year-old grandmother staying with us.
My gosh.
And it was very scary to me. And people are, oh, it's just a category 1. Have you never been in a hurricane? I'd never been in a hurricane. I was like, oh, I've been through tornadoes and wind and dust storms and all kinds of stuff in West Texas and Central Texas. This was a category 1 hurricane is really scary. Especially when you're right on the coast. So my friend and I was just talking to her actually. She's moving to Johnson City, so I'm super excited because she's down in Harlingen and she's moving up closer because Harlingen's really far. And she has opened a boutique thing in Fredericksburg, so I'm very excited to go see all that. But anyway, we decided to go. I was 29, maybe I might have been 30. I think I was around 29 years old, so I was still kind of dumb. And we went down to South Padre and wanted to go see the waves before the hurricane came in. And we're standing up on this wall with a bunch of people watching it because it was kind of cool. And the next thing, this is when I learned that surges happen so fast that we had 0 time to get out of there. None. That wall of water just came so quick. And it knocked a whole bunch of people down. This poor old lady. We laugh about it now. Yeah. The lady was okay. But at the time, it was like, what were we thinking? You know?
You weren't.
But we really didn't think it was going to be that bad. Yeah. And then next thing I know, I'm like in some kind of like movie where there's like fences flying around. Like literally chunks of fence, dumpsters. And then the whole town didn't have electricity for a couple weeks. Wow. And they had like the military coming in with these big trucks because there was so much mud that they couldn't drive down the streets. And so you just don't, and then the mosquitoes. We went to church because my grandma was adamant about going to church, and we went. There was no electricity. It's Harlingen, y'all. It's summertime. It is 100% humidity. It is hot, and there's bugs everywhere. It's not a fun place to be. And I just couldn't wait to get out of there. I don't know how people live down there. I was like, I have to go. But, and there's some great things about living down there. Obviously, I was at South Padre all the time. And
yes.
Harlingen's a really nice little town. But it's very hot and humid. And if you don't like mosquitoes... After that hurricane, the mosquitoes were horrific. They had trucks like coming through the neighborhoods just spraying because they were so bad. Like we would run from the car to our front door, run. And by the time we got inside, there would be mosquitoes like all in the house. And we'd be just killing mosquitoes and there'd be like stuff. It was so gross too. Wow. Anyway. So welcome to Texas, right?
Amen.
So they didn't warn you, I guess, about all the craziness here.
No, but I feel that I'm a very flexible person and I can adjust to things. I was here just, maybe 6 months, and I met this elderly Baptist pastor, and we got talking, and I asked him what he did, and he said, well, I have a service at the homeless shelter. And I said, oh, that's great. Yeah, I've done church music before, and do you have musicians? He said, no, I'm looking for one. I said, wow, could I be that person? He goes, yeah, come on down. So I actually started playing in Houston at the Open Door Mission with this elderly Baptist pastor. It was a great experience.
That's awesome. And then, so have you just done music your whole life? How did you get into music?
Well, all musicians have a day job, so I always had a day job, but I always played weekends. If I could play in a week during the week, in the evening times, I would. It's very passionate, and I was always able to separate what I did for that middle of the road basic living and balance that with the energy and the adrenaline.
What did you do as a regular job?
I did two things. The first thing I did is I was in medicine, and I met some guys who were in a band, and they said, yeah, you're in a band, right? You could come to this school where we teach, and you could learn how to be a respiratory therapist, and you'd still have plenty of time to be in a band. So I thought, okay. So I did that, and they were right. It's very flexible work hours working in the hospital. And so I did that for the first 20 years of my life.
Wow.
And then the second 20 years, I was selling medical equipment, made my own schedule, continued to play a lot. We lived downtown in Houston in Greenway Plaza.
Okay.
And so I've always been able to integrate it because, in my opinion, when you have a mainstream job, but you're either a creative person or maybe you're even a songwriter, you find things in the real world.
Right.
Whereas if you were just sitting in Nashville writing songs, you may not have some of those experiences.
Right.
So.
Yeah, there's all walks.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And so then you got in touch with this Baptist preacher,
Mm-hmm.
and at that time you were selling medical equipment or still doing respiratory?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. That's what I was doing when I came down here.
Okay. And so you're doing all these different things. You're working for him at the church,
Mm-hmm.
and then you were working your day job, and you're married.
Mm-hmm.
You've been married for a long time, right?
Yeah. Yep, it's been a long time. It's been, it'll be 20 years in next March.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
20 years is a big deal.
It's work.
Oh.
No doubt about it.
No, yeah. They didn't say, let's get married. It's the easy route.
Yeah.
Nobody says that.
I will say one thing, though, that on my little introduction to the music world in Houston, I actually met a pastor of a cowboy church. And he was in Cypress, Texas. And same kind of conversation. He's got a growing cowboy church under a tent. And I said, well, I've played in church before. He said, well, come on down. You can be in the band. So I got down there and I was the band. But it was great.
That's awesome.
It was really, really great. And so that was, a more introduction into the Texas music scene. And eventually we had a drummer and a bass player come in. So it's good.
As they grew. How long were you in that tent? I bet that was hot.
Well, it was, but by then I was starting to get used to the heat.
Okay. Because coming from New York, that had to be a little bit of an adjustment, huh? With the heat,
Yes.
humidity.
But in New York,
Yeah.
in the winter, it's so cold.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
Once your bones get that chill, it's really hard to warm up. So here it's just the other way around.
Well, your bones warm up and then they don't cool down.
Yeah.
But I'd rather be hot than cold.
Me too.
Yeah, being cold. That's why I didn't go to that deal last weekend, because it was cold and rainy. And my mother-in-law decided to come at the very last minute for Easter weekend. And so I missed out. But yeah, I don't do cold, and I have rods in my leg and my foot.
Oh, that would do it.
So you coming from kind of a medical industry,
sure.
metal and cold don't go well together.
No, they don't.
So once that metal gets cold, it's horrible. It's
That's
painful, and you can't warm up.
That's right.
You can put on lots of layers, but until you get like in a heater or, yeah. So they call you a modern day troubadour.
Yes, that was coined by my producer here in Houston. I never could have imagined what happened between me and a guy named David Williams. We just met by chance I was on I-10 and I saw a sign that said the Vault Studio. I think it said the Vault Recording Studio. And I thought, oh, I think I'll walk in there. So I walk in, and African-American guy, his descent is British West Indies.
Okay.
And so he's very proper. But he had a second producer who was a rap guy, and he showed me around, and then he told me he was from New York. And I said, oh my gosh. And that was the spark that started a 10-year relationship. He helped me so much. He guided me. We really spoke the same language musically. David Williams was also one of the drummers for the OJs at one time. He was a producer at Capitol Records in LA.
Okay.
Just really, he knew a lot about music, and he knew a lot about the industry. And so he helped me with some of the first recordings I did here. And then he encouraged me, to go and check out Nashville.
Okay. How'd that go?
Well, we went to Nashville, and we went to a conference. It was a songwriters conference, and I met a guy there named Larry Mars. And I also have a relationship with Larry as a producer because he was Marty Stewart's bass player for 20 years.
Cool.
Marty Stewart and the Superlatives. So we sat down while we were visiting and just started playing music. And he said, I like what you're doing. And I heard the kind of people he was working with. And I said, I like what you're doing, but I have an idea. I would like to take these songs and turn them into Nashville meets Texas. I want that Texas sound, but I also want that Nashville shine. I don't want something that just sounds like this shiny object that came out of a Nashville studio. Well, we did it. We went down there for a week, and we recorded 6 songs with some of the best session musicians I've ever met.
Wow.
Because he knew everybody. He was on Music Row for 30 years.
Right.
And so we came up with, we eventually got the title, Long Red Road. And it has been I still play the songs live.
How'd you come up with that title?
Well, instead of Red Dirt Road, it was a long road, but it was a long red road. So that's really red having to do with there's a lot of meaning just in the word red.
Right, like blood, sweat, and tears.
Blood, sweat, and tears, yeah.
Hurricanes.
Blood, hurricanes, yeah.
All the things that come with life.
Yep. And then just before we were finished with the project, this is a little side note, but on 9/11 I was living in New York, and I was on my way to New York City. I was, maybe 50 miles outside of New York, and I was supposed to have a meeting with someone, and they called me, and it was early in the morning, and they said, stop, turn around, do not come back, do not come here. So I stopped at a New York State Thruway stop, which they're quite elegant actually. And they had big screen TVs.
Is it kind of like a Buc-ee's?
No, different. Kind of like a state-run operation, but it still they had vendors who sold things, state vendors, but it wasn't like Buc-ee's. And I stood there and I watched the second plane go into the tower. But I thought it was a movie. I couldn't believe that it was real.
Yeah, I did too. I saw the second plane hit. I didn't understand what was going on. I just couldn't even... People were crying and going crazy, and I was like, what's happening? Yeah. I was 21.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. I was an adult living in the city, and I went to go... So at the time, I sold insurance. Mm-hmm. I sold Mary Kay on the side, and I sold silver jewelry on the side.
Okay.
And I'm a hustler, as you know. Mm-hmm. And I have ADHD or something. So
It's probably good.
yeah. So I went to go meet up with the guy that had the jewelry because I had some orders and I need to fill those orders. And his office was like catty corner from the mall in San Antonio. And I was like, I went over there and he wasn't there. He was never not there.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what the heck's going on? So I went to the mall. I was trying to, my flip phone, right? Trying to call him on my Nokia. I don't even know if it was a flip phone. It might have been the little brick with the little antenna that you pulled out and I would chew on it.
Yeah.
I went to the mall just to hang out till I could get a hold of him because I needed to get this order filled.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was working in insurance at the time. I think I must have called them and said, hey, I'm going to be late. I was never late. And they were like, okay. But when I went to the mall, the stores weren't open yet. It was just like, you know how they just have kind of the middle open? Like the food court will be open. Yes. You have all the mall walkers and stuff, the older people that would mall walk. And I was just kind of waiting because it was like 8 o'clock in the morning or 8:30 in the morning, right? And all this stuff starts happening they had TV screens. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and back then, you know, our TV screens were a lot different than they are now.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what? It was like kind of up high and it was small and you couldn't really see it. And I'm like, and this jewelry store had opened up and everybody was kind of piling in there because they were playing. They had it on TV. Mm-hmm. And so everybody was kind of coming in from the mall, like people that worked there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because it was like a Monday or something. Wasn't it a Monday?
I think it was a Monday, actually.
Right?
Yep.
And so I walked in and I'm like, what's happening? And I kept trying to call him. And he finally, it was later that afternoon. I finally went to work. And then I just didn't understand what was going on. Like, it was so weird at my office. And then I left work and the gas prices went up to like $6 a gallon. And I was like, what? I lived across the street from USAA in San Antonio. And there's all these people, like, they had sent everybody home. It was all people that lived in my apartment, so like worked there. My best friend came home. We were like, what's happening? We just had no idea. Yeah. And he finally called me. He'd jumped on a plane. His sister's husband was in one of the towers.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Isn't that crazy? I never heard from him ever again.
Oh my God.
I didn't fill my orders. Like, I never heard from him again. I still, to this day, I don't even remember his name.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
He was so upset on the phone when I talked to him. It's still emotional for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he was such a cool guy and he seemed so tough and had it all together. Mm-hmm. And being 21 years old, that's just, you know, you see a side of somebody that you've never seen before. And it's just it's a whole experience. And everybody's experience during 9/11 was very different, you know. Mm-hmm. And that was my experience. Like, what are the chances that I worked with a guy from New York when that happened? Gosh. So I wanted to join the military, but I got talked out of it. I tried to join when I was 19. Then I was going to join again when I was 21, but I have all this metal in my body and I have partial hearing in my ear. And so they probably just want to make me like a kitchen cook or something. And I didn't want to do that. Yeah. Or a mechanic. I'm pretty sure they probably would have made me mechanic because I scored real high on my ASVAB in mechanics because I grew up around cars. And I don't want to be a mechanic though.
Yeah,
like,
that's funny.
Just because you're good at something doesn't mean that you want to do it. I'm good at washing dishes. I don't want to grow up to be a dishwasher. Wow. You know?
That is a great 9/11 story.
Yeah. So when you found out, did you have friends or family or anything in the area?
No real connection except, you know, my father was born in New York. My grandfather was born in New York. And my uncle lived in Queens. And we'd been to the city many times when I was growing up. But we're in the studio and producer said, you know, we can do one more song before you go back to Texas. And I had written a patriotic song, and it was really...
For 9/11?
Well, it was really about the American flag and honoring our vets. But in the last verse, there's a line that said, talking about the flag, she was pulled from the rubble of 2 tall towers by a firefighter's bloody hands. and then a little bit more after that. And so I said, I have this patriotic song. I played it, and Larry just said, "We're doing that. That's it. We're just doing it." So we did Lady Red, White, and Blue, and I wanted it to be along the lines of Proud to be an American, but I really wanted it to be something that honored our military.
That's amazing.
And, so that ended up being the last song on the recording.
Wow. And did it make any of the charts? Did you make any charts?
Actually, when we came back, I connected with a guy who he was in radio for years, and he could promote you to the Texas music charts. And actually, Lady Red, White, and Blue did get on the Texas music charts.
Nice.
It may have been 4 or 5 weeks.
Right.
But
like 92.1. I don't know if you know that. That's a big Texas country radio station.
That might have been one of the stations. He was very good. He eventually got out of radio promotion, so I lost contact with him. But I still have the papers. He would send us the radio reports and
that's amazing.
Show us how we're doing.
You had to be very proud of that.
I feel very blessed because I know that there are graveyards everywhere that are full of songs that never came to life.
Right.
And so I do feel blessed that people have heard the music. So, and then the last thing that happened that I never expected would happen was I joined a country band.
A New Yorker and a country band, huh?
Yeah, a Texas
it's like those,
country band.
What is those old Pace commercials? New York City.
Yeah, that's right, New York City. But I did it on the agreement that they would do some of my songs. And they agreed, father and a son, bass and lead guitar, and a great drummer, and then a girl singer. Well, what happened was they started liking the songs. And they said, maybe we could do like 2 covers to every one of yours. So here we are doing Guitars and Cadillacs by Dwight Yoakam, and we'd go into something I wrote. And it was good. We played at the Katie Rice Festival for about 3 years in a row. And then we also got involved with something. I don't know if you know about Camp Hope.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Camp Hope has a fundraiser in Waller County at the fairgrounds every year.
Yep.
And so
for PTSD
that's right.
veterans. I've been to that.
That's right.
A friend of mine is a ex-military, which actually I was supposed to join the military with her when I was 19.
Okay.
She joined. I didn't. She went into the Marines, and then she was in the Army, and then she did whatever in Afghanistan forever. But she now works for a nonprofit PTSD for women, because there's not a lot of help for women specifically.
Wow.
And so that's what she specializes in. And they do the Camp Hope, and she invited us out one year. Roger Krager was playing.
That's right. Yeah.
I think he plays most years. Is that correct?
Yes, most years he's there. And so
his nephew has been on the show, and his dad.
Oh, wow.
His dad passed last year, last March.
Nice.
But
nice.
Yeah.
So we played there like the day before Roger.
You probably know some of them. You've probably met a lot of those guys.
Oh, I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
I'm sure I have. They're all
Everybody
awesome.
kind of runs. You know who's Stormy Cooper? Stormy Cooper Media. He has a recording studio in Houston. It's real big.
That rings a bell.
He is Roger's bass player.
Oh, okay.
But he has a huge. He's like famous.
Wow.
For doing recordings. I can introduce you maybe. And Alan Huff. That's what I need to introduce you to is Alan Huff. He's your kind of guy.
Wow.
Y'all are kind of kindred spirits.
Oh, I hope I could meet him sometime.
I would love to introduce y'all. He lives in Houston.
Okay.
We could go down there. He's been wanting to show me the art district or something.
Been there many times.
I haven't been.
Mm-hmm.
We should go down there and meet up for lunch or something.
Absolutely.
That would be amazing.
I'm open.
Yeah. But yeah, so you did the Camp Hope with your band.
Not only did we do the fundraiser in Waller County, we actually played at Camp Hope.
Oh, where is that at?
Veterans Boulevard, that area. You have to kind of snake around Veterans Boulevard off Beltway 8.
Okay, I don't know.
Veterans Memorial,
Okay.
I believe is what it's called. There's a cemetery there, a military cemetery.
Okay.
And
I'm not very familiar with Houston. I am not a local.
Okay.
So I'm a Texan,
Okay.
but I'm a Central Texan, which where
nothing
you're
wrong with
from,
that.
that's like a whole nother state.
You're not kidding. Oh my gosh. But it's a beautiful place. They actually have a chaplain there. They have counselors.
Wow.
And they can stay there because they're trying to keep them from being one of those 22.
Of course.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's an amazing service. And you do this for free?
Oh yeah. I wouldn't charge to play for our veterans. Mm-mm. Nope.
That's awesome.
Yep.
You do a lot of volunteering though.
Well, I have played for free at a lot of different places. I've volunteered. I think it's important to get away from yourself. One thing I can tell you about being in Haiti is that you don't really, once you get there, you don't really think about yourself much.
Right.
And this was before it totally collapsed. It's basically a failed state now. But when we were there, people basically had no food.
Right. And no running water.
Very little running water. It's not something interesting, though. One of the little villages we went through had a little bit of electricity, only because somebody had fixed up a bicycle. And they had somehow fixed up the bicycle wheels to a generator. And so they had these kids, and they went on a schedule, and they pedaled that bicycle just to get a little bit of electricity to the village. And when one got too tired, another one would get on.
And what they use the electricity for?
Well, the only real things they had a couple small refrigerators, but they were basically like the village refrigerator. Like if you go into one of their houses, they don't have anything electric, but they might have one refrigerator. Didn't really see even the water.
I was going to say, don't they have to pump the water?
Hand pump.
Yeah.
Just like the 1800s. Yeah. No, it was very interesting. I had a chance to meet a voodoo priest.
What was that like?
Well, he looked like a third world dictator. Aviators, big guy.
What does a voodoo priest do?
Well, I'll tell you what he does.
That's kind of scary.
He's in charge. He's like a mini dictator. And he has his little area that might encompass, who knows, maybe 20 little villages. And he goes through and basically he collects.
Collects what?
Whatever they can give him, either money or food.
For what?
Protection. From cursing people. So
that sounds like a scam.
It's kind of like a scam. Yeah, it's like kind of like a mafia scam. So he goes through the villages, and of course
they're paying him because they think they're going to get cursed without him.
Oh, they know. They know if they don't pay him, he will curse them.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh yeah, they're very superstitious of curses.
Well, I mean, I do believe in curses, but I don't believe that one person is going to protect you. I believe in a higher power of God.
Absolutely. Yeah, I believe in God,
obviously, I believe in Jesus. But how do you get such a job? How do you become that status?
This is what I got from the missionaries. We stayed at a mission compound. And from what I got, and the first night you're there, they give you the history of Haiti. And some people know this, but I'm just going to give you a short version. Haiti had a slave rebellion. The Spanish were there initially, and then the French took over.
And they were enslaving the natives?
And they were enslaving the natives. They had a rebellion, but they had no guns. They may have had some swords or spears or knives, But what they did is one night, the rebellious people, okay, got together and made a deal with the devil. And the deal was, we will give you our souls if you will help us kick the French off our island. I'm pausing because it's very bizarre. So
I'm sure
just
that
let that
things like
sink
that
in.
can happen. So that's why they're so paranoid.
So it is historically documented that something happened. They rose up, and in one grand sweep, they did kick the French off the island. And after that, they've been basically run by dictators and voodoo
So it
priests.
went from bad to worse.
It went from bad to worse.
Because they made a deal with the devil.
They made a deal with the devil. They sure did. It was the craziest thing.
It's a very interesting story.
It is. It truly is. There's so many things I could say, but I will say this, that at night, as soon as the sun goes down and it's dark, the drums start.
What?
And you hear the drums, and
All the villagers just play drums?
well, no, they're kind of outside the village in the jungle. And they're probably sitting around a fire or something. And they play the drums. And it's hypnotic. But what they're doing is calling out the spirits.
That's a dangerous game to be
It's a
playing.
dangerous game. It's very dangerous.
And you think that's why their country is so, or their state? Is that a state?
Oh, it's a country.
It's a country.
It's a country. On one side is the Dominican Republic.
Right.
Yeah. It's a very, very strange thing. I will tell you one more thing.
But aren't they feuding with each other?
No, because the Dominicans are strong. The Dominicans are not, they're not demon worshipers or spirit worshipers. So they keep their border very secure.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But they're just, the thing about Haiti to me is that it really shows a conflict. There is a conflict going on there.
So are there people, missionaries over there trying to help save
With
them?
success. Yeah, with success. There are native Haitians who have thrown away their idols and, basically are living for Jesus. They're just like a Christian anywhere.
And they don't get persecuted?
Oh,
for
they
that?
do.
Okay.
They do. They have to fight.
Because
it's a
you're like
conflict.
living in hell and worshiping Jesus.
It is, it's a strange place. It really
I guess
is.
that's why people don't visit there, because it is a beautiful place. I've seen pictures of it.
It is beautiful. The other thing I wanted to
Beautiful
tell you, though,
ocean, beautiful island.
It does. But they live for the day. So when they had some sort of government, as shaky as it was, they would really try to, let's say, plant trees, maybe grow some things. But they're using 19th century tools, wooden hoes and wooden shovels. And the other thing is, because they have very little energy, they depend on charcoal. So if the government plants some trees, as soon as they start growing a little bit, they go out and pull them up and turn them into charcoal so they can just cook food. Oh, it's a long discussion what they do. And of course, they have overfished their waters, which was documented by a French oceanographer by the name of Jacques Cousteau.
Yes.
And because they've overfished their water,
I don't know very many, but I actually know that name,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
so
He's
they've
like
disturbed the
super
cycle.
famous.
Super famous, but they've disturbed the cycle of the fish, and so there are very few fish. They'll catch some, but not much.
They don't have like new fish coming in.
Even if they put them in there, they're so ravenous. They just go out there. They fish all night. they don't, they're not, they just fish everything. They're not picky. They don't throw some back in to keep the fish propagated. They just,
Are they just uneducated?
there's a part of that. Yeah.
'Cause
They don't.
I'm
yeah.
assuming they don't have a lot of education.
Now, the ones who go to mission schools, there are mission schools. Before it collapsed, there were mission schools. So there were some educated people. But a lot of it is the voodoo that keeps them down.
That's just so sad.
It is. It really is. Like I say, I have so many stories.
And you
it's
went 3
amazing.
times.
I can't believe it, but they talked me into it.
And do you
Yeah.
plan to go again?
No, State Department does not want Americans in Haiti
Because of everything that's going
Yeah.
on.
because they literally have no law. As a matter of fact, in the Woodlands, there is a young man and his wife who escaped Haiti.
Yeah, they spoke at my church, I think. At
Zach?
Woods Edge?
Is his name Zach?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think they spoke, or they talked about him at Woods Edge. I think he came up and talked a little bit on
Yeah.
stage and told his story about how they escaped and they came to Houston, and it changed his whole life.
Yeah,
How
the
church
bullets were
helped him.
flying as they escaped. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Bald guy.
gosh, I don't think he's bald. Could be another guy. They're,
Maybe.
I'm sure
I'm
a
sure
lot of
there's
people
more
escaped.
refugees. Yeah.
Yeah.
They really are refugees.
Yep, they sure
As long
are.
as they leave their voodoo there,
I think people who leave Haiti,
they don't want to have anything.
they don't want to have
Well, he said Jesus saved his life, so I mean, he seemed very sincere and how it changed everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had
really
no
does.
idea the history, so now it really makes what he said. I wish I had known what I know now then when he spoke, so I understood really where. I think that's probably a common. Most people don't know that. That's not common information. Did you know that information? I didn't either. He knows a lot. He's a smart guy. He's a nerd.
Well, there is something before I went to Haiti. No, it was when I was into Haiti and we were getting our orientation. The United States of America, my beautiful country, gave Haiti the equivalent of $2.2 billion of food aid. And this was before the year 2000, so probably from 1990 to about the year 2000. They gave them all this food aid. And they thought, we're going to help them. They're in our hemisphere.
But you can't help people who don't want to help themselves.
Not only that, you can't help people who are being oppressed by a dictator because the government took all that food and they put it into storage.
For themselves.
They never gave it to the people.
That's awful.
And it
And
took
when did we find that out?
a little bit after 2000, I think, actually. What happened is there was a working group, and I think they were senators that went down there to inspect it with the UN agents. There was a UN agency and one of
You would think like the missionaries and different people going down there would notice and say something.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't get into that. Like USAID went down there.
Right.
And they found all these storage facilities. And a lot of it had gone bad, had attracted rats, and wasn't usable. And so we cut
I've
off
done
all
that.
aid.
My dad's a prepper, and he was like, "You need to make sure you prep." And we bought some food from we went to Dollar Tree and just made go bags.
Yeah.
Put them in our garage,
Mm-hmm.
and we put them in plastic containers inside backpacks. And they're this is all sealed.
Yeah,
And they ate through those containers, through the backpacks, everything. We had to throw it all away.
I believe it.
I mean, you really have to put it in one of those metal containers.
Yeah, I would think so.
You can't just put it in the metal, whatever they are. Those big,
The big bins.
yes,
Yeah.
that seal at the top.
Yeah.
It's like a giant can. Or you could get one of those like railroad cars and seal it off.
That's true.
Those things are, you can't,
That's true.
you can't, I want to buy some of those and build like some property, property, like Airbnbs.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
They're indestructible.
Yeah.
Well, in
And-
West Texas, they have tornadoes
That's
and
true.
hail and really bad wind. And those things come in very handy.
Have you ever been to Corpus?
Oh, yeah. My best friend lives down there.
Have you ever seen the coffee shop that's made
Oh,
out
on
of...
North Padre.
Yeah,
It's
it's made out of those shipping containers.
well, there's a shipping container like shared office space off of 2978, and then there's a landscaping place over there off of 2978. No, 2854,
Oh, wow.
I think.
I'll have to look for it. Wow.
Yeah, there's a
didn't know
lot of
that.
them. But yeah, so the coffee shop, how it's kind of like, that's when we always go to that coffee shop.
Yeah, it's a great coffee shop.
Some friends of mine actually lived on the island for a while.
Okay.
The one that lives in Harlingen, she
Okay.
lived on the island for a little bit. But you know how it's like that? That's how that container shared office space is
Wow.
in the Woodlands. Well, I guess it's Magnolia. It's the back of the Woodlands.
Wow.
New Magnolia.
Yeah, New Magnolia.
Yeah, you can like go in there and work for like $25 or something for the day.
Wow.
Like if you need a place to like just go.
Oh, wow.
I know the lady that runs it. So if you need
I'd like to
connection,
connect
I can
up.
hook you up. Her name's Claudia. She's amazing.
Oh,
She's
that's
very
great.
Christian. She's actually Mormon, which she's like, I can teach you, because I'm like, I don't know a whole lot about Mormons.
Well, I can tell you this, that my wife is a very highly credentialed and educated financial professional.
Right.
But she did not learn everything she knows now, getting a master's degree, working for the Treasury Department in D.C. A young man who was Mormon, God bless him, he came from South America with nothing. And
A lot of Mormons in South America.
yeah, but he came here with nothing with his family, built a multi-million-dollar business, and for a while he took her under his wings and taught her, how to really do business, and we just, it was amazing.
How did he learn all that?
Well, apparently, his parents had a business in South America, but he had something. He had the X factor,
Right.
and he was just able to, he was a great communicator, but he was savvy. He could see opportunities, and then he had something inside him that would say, I see this opportunity, I'm going for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
People have said that about me, but I'm not a multimillionaire. I sacrifice a lot of for children.
Mm-hmm.
I gave
Nothing
up a lot.
wrong with that.
I don't regret it at all.
Yeah,
I
nothing
stayed
wrong
home
with
with my kids for like 10 years. I just worked from home,
Mm-hmm.
doing photography and flipping furniture and I did a lot of abstract art. I used to build wall art guitars for musicians and charity.
Wow.
I donate a lot of stuff for charities.
Oh, man, that must have been great.
I miss doing it. I'm starting to kind of get back into things. My husband, we moved into a new house, and the day after we moved in, I was saying, with a screened-in porch, and I was like, I need an easel
Oh, wow.
so I can start painting again.
Wow.
And he comes home the very next day after moving in. He comes home, and because we moved in on a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
This is Friday morning. He takes the kids to school.
Yeah.
And he comes home and he's like, come outside, I have a surprise for you. And I was like, what? He was driving down the road and somebody had set a perfectly good easel out by the road. It has drawers and all kinds of stuff. It's like a fancy one.
Wow.
It's the Woodlands, so it was really nice.
That is awesome.
And I have it on my back porch. I haven't used it yet because
Yeah.
we've been unpacking and trying to get everything put away. But I'm
Oh,
very
that's
excited.
awesome.
I saw it this morning and I'm like, I'm going to paint this weekend.
Wow.
Even if I feel like, I guess my hesitation is I'm afraid I'm going to be bad
Yeah.
because I haven't done it in so long and I'm getting old and I can't see as good and my hand-eye coordination and my stability isn't as good.
So what's your approach to creating a painting?
I'm an abstract artist. So
Okay.
my mother was an oil painter.
Okay.
She actually learned how to paint from Bob Ross. I watched a lot of Bob Ross growing up
cool.
because she watched it and painted.
Mm-hmm.
She got so good, she was selling, I think she sold a couple of them to banks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have some of her paintings in my house.
Wow.
They look like Bob Ross paintings. She has a lighthouse in my bathroom that my son's girlfriend came over. She's like, I love this painting. And these are real oil paintings.
Wow.
And then my grandmother was a color pencil artist.
Mm-hmm.
And I have her stuff. She's won awards. She drew a little Indian girl, was in the Concho County, whatever, and she got second place.
Wow.
But yeah, and then on my dad's side, my great grandmother, who everybody says I'm just like her, she was an amazing oil painter, and she painted portraits of people, and they looked exactly like them.
Oh, wow.
Like she did her own portraits of her wedding
Yeah.
and all this stuff, and all of my aunts, and they look literally exactly like them.
Do you know if she starts out with a sketch? Because I know
my great grandmother, I don't know because I never saw her paint. But my mother, no, she just did the Bob Ross thing.
Yeah, some people literally, they don't even have to follow a sketch. They just do it.
My mother is a natural born art. My whole family, I come from like a long line of artists.
Mm-hmm.
I had an uncle who was a famous photographer, and
Wow.
he documented the Holocaust and all kinds of presidents and famous people. My dad has all these photo albums with all these famous people, and
wow.
there's like warnings at the beginning of the albums for the Holocaust. It's pretty crazy. He was in the army.
Yeah.
And there's like pictures of him like holding up like guns with like Nazi flags and
Wow.
Yeah.
What a memory.
There's a picture. This one picture I remember the most. It's this truck. It looks like it blew up and flipped over.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a lady holding somebody next to it, like crying.
Oh my gosh.
It's a real photo that he took.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just nuts. And then
That's impactful.
he has a big, huge print that he took of a swan. And it's they're all black and white because it was World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the water like glistening. It looks so fake. But when you look at it, it's a real image. I mean, he was an amazing. So I come from just a history of just great artists. My dad was real into photography. He loves like painting skulls, and he was all into like Southwest like theme and decorating.
Wow, nice.
And, I don't know. I just kind of was around it.
Mm-hmm.
It was cars, around a lot of cars, rebuilding muscle cars, and computer nerds. So my father, who's an artist, has a computer science degree. My mother, who's an artist, doesn't have a computer science. He was a computer networking engineer for UT.
Oh, wow.
My mother has a computer science degree. So they're artists, but they also have that other side of the brain.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that side of the brain. I'm like, I can't get the printer to work.
You know what, though, Karen? You got what you were supposed to get.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
My brain is more like the creative side, so like the business sense, the opportunities, the ideas. I'm an ideas person.
Yeah.
I love to write. I used to write poems, songs. I've written short stories. I've tried writing a book. It's still in progress. But my problem is I don't finish a lot of stuff. So I'm trying to get to where I just concentrate on certain things and finish them.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh, this looks fun. I'll dabble in this for a minute. Oh, this looks fun. I'll dabble in this for a minute. I really want to like decide what I want to do and learn it.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things I really want to learn is to play guitar and to sew. And I think that those are two things I can do for the rest of my life.
Oh, easily.
So
Easily. If you're going to do the guitar, start now.
Before I get too old.
Well, the thing is that your brain starts getting patterns of what sounds good. And when, 20 years from now, most of those patterns will be very deep in your mind.
How did you learn how to play guitar?
Actually, when I was 19, I was working at a very posh resort in the Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania.
What's posh resort?
It was called Skytop.
What does that mean, posh?
Oh, posh? Very high class.
That's what I thought. Like
Yeah, very
bougie.
classy. There were people there who were so rich, they lived there.
Kind of like Dirty Dancing? Like that kind of resort?
No, not that kind. Like old money resort. Like people who were made millions in shipping. Or there was a very famous...
And they just hung out there all the time?
Yeah. There was a very famous pen called the Schaefer pen. And Mr. and Mrs. Schaefer lived there. He's the guy who designed it and invented it.
And you got a gig there?
No, I was actually working in the tea shop.
Oh.
So I had an old Gibson guitar, and I was working there over the summer. And then my cousin, who was also working there, said, you know what, why don't you stay here after the summer when all the other kids go back to college? Why don't you stay for a year? You're going to learn some things by being here. And he said, I'm going to stay here another year too. So I did, and he was right. There was what'd you call them? They used to call them porters, but a guy who would help the rich people with their bags, basically.
Yeah, like a bellboy.
African-American gentleman who he knew how to play the blues.
Cool.
So
I love the blues.
Oh, yeah. So I had my Gibson acoustic, and then I also had a Fender Telecaster. And my cousin said, make friends with that guy. And he started teaching me.
That's how you learned?
That's
from
how
that guy?
I learned guitar from
That's
that guy.
amazing.
Jesse. And Jesse, God bless him, he took me under his wing for a year.
Wow.
And when I finally left, he said, when you leave, son, I want you to find somebody who will keep your education going in the blues. And then he said something like, I'm paraphrasing him, but just remember, you can learn how to play the blues, but you got to live the blues to play the blues. And I was just amazed. I was enthralled with the guy.
That's so cool.
We actually, one-on-one, he just taught me things.
Wow. Are you a Stevie Ray Vaughan fan?
I do love Stevie Ray Vaughan. I love the live album with him and Albert King, because they left the microphone on in between songs, and Albert would be talking to him and giving him a little bits of advice, and
I had no idea who he was. I saw him when I was 11 years old.
You saw him? Oh my gosh. Wow.
I had no idea who he was. I had no idea what I was witnessing.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we got to wrap up soon. Do you want to play a little snippet of a song for us?
Yeah. How long do I have? Just give me
a few seconds. Just a few seconds.
Oh, a few seconds.
Yeah. We ran over a little bit.
Oh dear. Okay.
We talk a lot. It's okay.
Okay, so I've lived in Houston a long time. But one thing that happened to me, it was the middle of the night, and I was going down 59 South, and I saw this sign, and it just had 2 words on it, and it was a white billboard. Walked these city streets one night, heard a million desperate cries. Then I saw a billboard lit like an angel in flight. The message pierced me like a knife. It said, God listens to every plea and cry of your heart. He listens, God listens, when all your dreams are falling apart. God listens to the cry of your heart.
I love it. That was beautiful.
Thank you. And it is on Spotify, and we did record it in Nashville.
Amazing. You sing a lot. You write a lot of Christian music, correct?
I write songs that have whatever is in my heart. And mostly in my heart, there's a lot of themes of faith and also conflict, and so if it's in there, it's going to come out in the song.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Karl, for coming
Yes.
on today.
Can I say where I'm playing on Saturday?
Absolutely, please.
Meadow to Market,
Meadow to Market.
which is a really great place right off of 105. Just as you're entering Montgomery, you just make a little left up there. And but it's a great place. They're on the web. I'm playing from 10 to 1 outside under a tent, and they have a coffee trailer, and they have a food trailer, and they have a beautiful boutique.
Amazing.
Yep, Meadow to Market.
Meadow to Market on Friday. Friday,
Saturday.
Saturday, sorry.
This Saturday.
Saturday. What is, this isn't aired till Wednesday. I know.
Oh, well. Okay.
Do you have any more gigs after that coming up?
Oh, I'm sure I will, but I don't have any right now on the dock.
Well, people can follow you on Facebook
They sure
and
can.
LinkedIn. I linked a whole bunch of your links.
Oh, wow.
Will be in the description. So
cool.
if they want to go on there and find you and
How
see
about
where
Spotify?
Spotify, all of
Okay.
Apple Music.
Apple Music.
Yeah,
we're there.
I
All
put
right.
all the links in the description,
All
and
right.
so you'll be able to find any gigs that you're playing.
Thank you, Karen.
Thanks, Karl. I appreciate
This was
it.
very enjoyable.
Thank you.
And I'd like to thank the engineer also.
Thanks, Dick.